Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Uh, Here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel if you're not a member, and hit the notifications so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos. Um, I'm going to talk about a whole lot of NBA right now. I'm gonna kind of mix it up a little bit now. We already know that there has been kind of a uproar in terms of what's going to take place. Uh, it just came out today that James Harden is reportedly interested in testing the free agent market. Uh, this is coming from Jake Fisher of Bleacher Report. Now, the interesting thing about James Harden is, he has a 47.4 million player option for 22 and 23. And the expectation is that he'll turn it down. He'll turn down that option and he's going to seek a long-term contract. Um, you know, Now this is what Harden had to say. He said, quote, "Over the course of my career, I've never been a free agent before. I've always just been loyal, just signing contract extensions, just being there, being there, being there." Then he had to continue and he said, "I just want to take my time with it. It'd be a very, very difficult thing to leave here or to leave KD or to leave Kyrie. But I think this season I just want to focus on winning the championship and everything else will work itself out." Are you fucking kidding me? You really gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Like, True Viking, what's up with it? I see you in the building, Queen. Are you kidding me? Now look, this season, James Harden has really, really underperformed. Let's talk about the turnovers first and foremost, okay? At one point, between him and Russell Westbrook, they were both, toggling and everything. But for the most part, James Harden has not had a tremendous season at all. You know, like, my thing is this: you're testing the free agent market, right? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go to another team, and then when things get tough and all this other stuff. My thing is this: the last thing you said you wanna focus on winning the championship. Well, you have all the pieces there, right? James Harden is shooting 41.9% this season from the field. Okay, that's by far his lowest, besides OKC, in which one year, but that was when he was going through a transition or whatever, and his first year. Other than that, that's been by far. He's always been anywhere from about, because last year he shot 47%, and he's always been somewhere around the lines of 45 and 44. You know, but now he's down to 41. I mean 41%. Um, you know, he's shooting like 5 or 12 and 7 for 22. Just horrendous shooting, man. And to couple that fact, let's not get into the turnovers. And look, this isn't just to capitalize on James Harden, but I'm tackling each and every situation right now as it pertains, especially to what he said, right? He sat up there and just dismissed the fact that he just came over there so that he could accomplish winning the championship with both um, KD and Kyrie. And now that you feel like, okay, because this is the thing, this is what I think James Harden is recognizing, right? He's recognizing that the fact that there are other teams that are on the come up right now, like Chicago, like the Cavs, and I know Chicago they're having their struggles right now because of the injuries and everything, but that still doesn't make any excuses. You listen, y'all were at number one at one point. Now Miami, you see that Miami is on the come up. You see that the Bucks are on the come up and everything. You see that all these teams right here are hungry for you. And now what is it now? Now you can't take the pressure. Even us, Philly, and I know nobody's really taking us seriously, but if 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 the playoffs were to start today, hey, we'd be in there. We'd be number 6. Am I pleased by that? No, I'm not. But the fact is, getting back on James Harden, you have yet to accomplish anything. You have yet to accomplish anything, and you're sitting here and you're saying you want to test the free agent market. You know, and you said you just want to take your time with it. It's going to be very, very difficult to leave here and to leave KD and to leave Kyrie. Okay, then why are you leaving then? You just got there. You said you think this is the season I just want to focus on winning the championship. What have you been focusing on the whole fucking time, man? What have you been focusing on the whole fucking time? The Nets, you have to realize they'll be able to offer him more years and more money than any other team. So why the fuck are you leaving? What sense do that make? Right? Now, this is the thing that concerns me too. Now, multiple reports have came out this week that have stated, right, that we, the Sixers, are looming as a potential suitor for him. And Fisher hears from sources that 32-year-old Harden has recently told confidants he may be interested in exploring opportunities outside of Brooklyn. Right? Fisher, I, I'll continue on. Fisher also shares a few more potential red flags for the Nets, writing that Harden has been frustrated with Irving's status as a part-time player, as well as Steve Nash's fluid rotations. Dog, the problem is that you're not playing up to your level. That's what the fucking problem is. Listen, you always go everywhere and you saying, "Oh, this is the problem. That's the problem. It's the problem. That's the problem." You know who you turn it into? You turn it into what me and Young had talked about last night. You turn it into a Dwight Howard. You turn it into somebody that you go somewhere, and then guess what? You end up being the problem. But you want to sit here and try to blame it on everybody else. You were hurt last year, which, sometimes you can't control that with the hamstring and stuff. Then on top of that, you were the one that came from Houston and had already had problems there because guess what? Steven Silas wanted to go in a different direction. They wanted the ball to move. You got some young players coming in there, and it can't just be you dribbling the air out of the ball, right? But you say that you want to focus this year on focusing on you want to focus this year on winning a championship. What do you think KD has been doing? Even though I'm critical of KD. What do you think of Kyrie has been doing, even though he's been playing part-time? What do you think he's been doing? These guys are not just sitting there, uh trying to waste time or anything like that. Kyrie has came back. He didn't even have to come back if Kyrie didn't want to come back, he didn't have to. He could have just sat out and just left it alone. But the fact that he's even making an effort and showing up to games and when they needed him and stuff like that, and he even came out and said he's still not taking everything. Hey, okay, yeah, that might bother you and everything, but now you feel like you can't carry the weight and everything like that. What is because you old? You fat? You not that old? You ain't nothing but 32. Like it. Not now that ain't no spring chicken, but that ain't all that young. But the thing about it is if you take care of your body, you'll be surprised at what can, what miracles could happen. But no, you want everything to be catered for you. I'm gonna move on from this situation because it's not getting any better. But all I'm saying is, when it comes to James Harden, this guy will use any type of excuse just to move anywhere, right? Now, in other news, uh, the Suns have signed GM James Jones to a contract extension. He was he was executive of the year last year. Um, he did a tremendous job, and he deserves it for real. I mean, this guy literally came in there, and I mean, just he had a plan of attack, and he has made the Suns, despite they not talking about them, you know, the Suns had a 19-16 record, a 19-63 record in 2018 and 2019. Then they went 34-39, and then 51 and 21 in the league's two COVID shortened seasons. That's a tremendous turnaround. And now nobody's talking about this. Guess what? The Suns have the best record in the league, but they don't want to talk about the Suns. They don't want to market it. That's why, like, yesterday when I was on live yesterday, and people have the audacity to sit there and sweep uh Chris Paul under the rug, like he's over the hill. What are you talking about? He's running the show. This guy is running the show. So, man, salute to James Jones, man. I mean, yeah, salute to James Jones for that. Um, Now let's give me 1 second, y'all. Um, Now we all know that I told everybody about the Jeremy Grant situation. That's not a surprise. A lot of guys just aren't really too excited about the fact of playing with LeBron. I was thinking about not only KD, but I was also thinking about there were several other guys that had the opportunity, to go there and play with LeBron, but they weren't interested in playing with LeBron because they knew what type of pressure comes with it. And a lot of the players that were playing with, like, LeBron and uh were they used to be like really decent guys at one point. Then you have to look at that as, okay, what happened to those guys? You know, I think of a guy like a Kevin Love, or even though he's doing good over there with the Cat, but I think of a guy like a J.R. Smith and everything, even though he kind of brought some stuff on himself, but at the same time, J.R. Smith was dependable in a lot of ways, and then nobody wanted him after that. Especially when it came to his contract, they sat him out, and then next thing you know, he's out of the league. He's playing golf somewhere. I think about some of these guys, man. That have played with LeBron, and then next thing you know, you never hear from them anymore. And to me, I think it's I think it's crazy, that happens. But like I said, uh, you know, that's what comes with it, man. And that comes with any superstar, but especially, I hear it a lot, with LeBron. And look, that's not to bash him or anything like that, but it's the truth. A lot of guys they really don't want the bullshit. They don't want to go there, and they don't want to have all this pressure put on them and everything, and then next thing you know, they're getting blamed for it. What's up with it, Hitman X? I see you in the building, man. Yeah, man. Hitman. Listen, listen. I know you like LeBron, and I know other guys like LeBron. But look at a team like Phoenix. I've talked about your team before, right? I've talked about Golden State. I've talked about the Chicago. I've talked about Cleveland in particular. They're young. They're athletic and feisty. They don't have any egos. The ball is moving, and more importantly, they do something that a lot of these other teams, or I should say, they do something that the Lakers' biggest thing right now that could probably be the. I'm not gonna say the biggest solver of the problem, or the biggest resolution, but playing defense does really help. If you look at Graham, and you look at Evan Mobley, and you look at guys like Jared Allen, those guys are playing defense. They're out there playing defense. Even like some of the teams that are not winning. Like I was looking at OKC in Chicago last night. Those guys are hustling. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing to lose and stuff like that. But see, when you get around, you know, a guy that's been there for quite some time. And look, listen, it wasn't just uh, LeBron. Hey, God rest his soul. Man, I love Kobe to death, but there were a lot of guys that didn't feel too keen about playing with Kobe like that. And that was because they knew the expectation, and they knew what type of how competitive Kobe was. The same thing with Jordan. Same thing with many other players. But now right now, you see like a guy like Jeremy Grant, who's beneficial for a team, can do so much. I mean, he could do a lot. He played defense. He could rebound. He could shoot and everything like that. But he said, no, I'd rather just stay in Detroit rather than dealing with the headache. And I don't blame him. Now, Robert Covington, who I like. Now the Jazz, they got they got interest in Robert Covington. I like Robert Covington. Um, this is coming from Mark Stein. Uh, they have interest in him too, and it's also been rumored that they have interest in Jeremy Grant too as well. They said it's a preferred target, and as I told you before, a lot of the competitors are looking for a guy like Jeremy Grant, but the Pistons aren't expected to be interested in a Jazz offer because they were trying to throw Joe Angles out there uh, because of his expiring contract, and then they're also looking at a first round pick. But I don't think that's what they wanted. Uh, Guys like Grant and Covington, the, you know, they're looked at as solid, versatile defenders with size to match up against the bigger wings and the bigger forwards. That's why they want. And the Jazz are already competitive. I mean, come on, man. They're in there. I think what um Covington. I mean he's averaging 8.2 points per game, and that's his lowest since his rookie year. And he's been shooting 37% from three, but he's also grabbing you six rebounds and a steal and a block. So he's all around. Guys like him and Derrick Jones Jr., who's out right now, who's gonna be coming back, man. Those guys right there, man, are a joy to have. I think that they're a personal joy to have. That's just my personal opinion. Now, another thing is uh I think give me 1 second. One second, guys. My bad, y'all. Um 1 second. Now I know a lot of people were asking about, Paul Millsap. Now I've explained that one time before. I think there was somebody that wanted to know about Millsap, but they've been trying to find him another home. I don't think that it's going to be that easy because Paul Millsap is aging. Um, you know, they were trying to get him over there to Denver at one point, but Denver wasn't interested. You know, uh, and this was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was when he agreed to the 1 year veterans minimum contract in the free agency in order to join a championship contender. The war, but this is another thing. This is what I had to say. It was the Warriors, the Bulls, and the Clippers that have all expressed interest in Paul Millsap. They've all expressed. Listen, I like Millsap, man. I like I like I like Millsap a lot. He could be right now at this stage of his career. He could be a locker room guy. That's I mean, he's not going to be any much more beneficial than that, especially when you consider his injury history. Now, in other news too, we got Ross, Harris, and Dinwiddie. That needs to be talked about. Now, the Magic are expected to trade Terrence Ross uh, and Gary Harris, or both. It could be one or two before the deadline. And that's assuming that they could get, some draft capital in return. Um, but see, the thing about it is that Ross and Harris, they're not among the top tier players on this season's trade market. You know, um, they're probably seeking a, it's highly likely that they'll probably be like with the Jazz or with the Lakers. They're seeking upgrades, but to me, that's not really a upgrade, right? Now, and according to Bleacher Report, now this is concerning Spencer Dinwiddie, which I'm just, man, I'm like, why Spencer Dinwiddie? But this is the thing, Spencer Dinwiddie has not meshed well with Hey, what's up with it, Big Who? I see you in the building. They haven't been meshed. It's been Spencer Dinwiddie and Bradley Beal. They have not been meshing well. That's what they've been saying. And you know, at the beginning of the season, you wouldn't have never thought that because Washington, man, dog, they started off like hot. I mean, they started off hot, man, and then all of a sudden, man, they just started to, slump a little bit. And I think, a lot of that had to do with injuries and, the whole, boogeyman situation and everything, man, But, um, for the most part, the Wizards now, at one point, they were at the top of the East, and that was at the beginning of the season. Now they're number 10. So they're trying to make moves and stuff. They're in the same category as the Knicks and the Hawks right now. The Celtics have are doing better than them, and who would have thought that? And I've already talked about the Celtics, but I'm gonna get on them in just a little bit, because man, that right there, man, that's a mess too. Um, a lot of people feel that Dinwiddie wouldn't be untouchable. A lot of people feel that way. Like I'm shocked, man. I'm shocked. And Wes Unseld Jr., man, the way that he's kind of, well, at the beginning of the season he turned it around. I was high on him, but you got to go through your trials and tribulations and everything. Now that was a place that I hope that Jeremy Grant would go to because Jeremy Grant, who was his assistant in Denver, it was Wes Unseld Jr. You know. Now the Mavericks have um, have also put an offer that would be likely that would have Finney Smith and Powell for Jeremy Grant. You see, Jeremy Grant is the guy right now. Everybody trying to get, like I told you, everybody trying to get their hands on him. And then also, Grant may well be traded when it comes to Atlanta for a player like either John Collins, who I like personally, and Patrick Williams. I like John Collins, man. John Collins can shoot. John Collins is freakish athletic. I don't know why anybody don't look at his athleticism and everything. He can run the floor. He can handle it. He do good. The only thing that my concern about John Collins is his attitude. Um, and of course, I know that the elephant in the room too is Bo, who I've been high on. I was a little disappointed in him that he failed his physical, but I think that he'll bounce back. But he wasn't able to he wasn't able to quite get on that Pistons roster. And then of course Marvin Bagley the third, I like him too. And then Hitman. Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, man. Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith. I hope Hitman hears me. Jalen Smith, man. His name has been circulating. What's up with it? 3,000. I see you in the building. I see you in the building. You said he's a hot commodity right now. He deserves better than my hometown prince. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 3,000. You from, man? You from that Detroit, man? Okay. Yeah. What up, though? Nah, but you know, man, Jeremy Grant is hot right now, man. And listen, I would like to have Jeremy Grant in the Sixers. Everybody want Jeremy Grant because Jeremy Grant does so much. He does so much for your team. I don't think people understand that, and he don't want the bullshit. You know, he's a lot like his he's a lot like his father, Harvey and Horace, his father and his uncle. You know, and he just wants to grab his rebounds, play his defense, knock down his shots, do no more and do no less. That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is. But I hope Hitman hears me because Jalen Smith has been in the names of well, in the mouths of a lot of people in terms of his name. Now, I like Marvin Bagley the third. I've always said that Marvin Bagley the third would be a good fit for the Sixers. He would be a damn good fit. He would be a damn good fit, man. It'd be a damn good fit. Um, you know, another one. Now we talked about this yesterday too. Now let's talk about this, all right? Um, the Raptors are not interested in letting any of their core go. And you know the Raptors core is Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, and Boy, and especially Scotty Barnes. They feel like something is gonna something is gonna brew there, and I actually do. Um, Instead, the Raptors are gonna focus on acquiring other pieces who will complement that group. Now they're gonna find they're gonna find a taker for Gordon Dragic, his expiring contract, right? And his you know he's at 19.4 million, and y'all know Dragic came over there because he was dealt. He came over there from that Kyle Lowry deal. Now the Cavaliers may be the Celtics' best option, possibly of getting Dennis Schroeder. Right, Dennis Schroeder may go to the Cavs. To me, I wouldn't like that. However, well, it remains to be seen. I just don't like with the Cavs. I don't want nothing messing that situation up. I don't want nothing messing that situation up. And what they're gonna do is they will possibly send Schroeder there for Kevin Pangos, Ed Davis, and a 23 second round pick, and that would send both of the teams under the luxury tax. So and another concern, we got to pay attention to the Kemba Walker and Derrick Rose situation. Let's see. What's up with it? What's up with it, Luda Ryder? I see you in the building. Y'all go subscribe to my boy Lou the Writer. Now, Lou the Writer, I don't know if you just came in, but man, it. Listen, everybody and their mama is trying to get their hands on Jeremy Grant. Everybody, bad team, good teams. You said I'm slow. I already I got you when gave me a shout out. Oh, okay. Yeah, and make sure y'all go subscribe to 3000 Degrees too, man. I know he's getting this channel, up and running, brewing and everything. Also represent that Detroit, man. Shoot, I'm gonna start talking about a lot of that stuff that I know. I know about Guy Fisher, man. I know about BMF. I know about White Boy Rick. I know about all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm heavy into that stuff, man. For real. Like that BMF, man, I'm waiting for the second season to come out, man. Cause they now I know Blue Da Vinci had came out. You said Polo is about to go down in Louisville next 24 hours. Oh, okay. Well, shoot, we got to talk about Sean Payton. We got to talk about True Viking Queen and Lou. I know we're not talking football right just yet, but yes, I'm gonna talk about the Sean Payton situation. Shout out to the boy Too Raw for TV, man, because he's prophesizing something that I think is really fitting to go down that I have been saying for a long time. And I think True Viking, she gonna be so happy if it goes down, especially with Sean Payton, she gonna be happy. But yeah, I mean it is, man. That's a shakeup right there, man. But it's a shakeup, but everybody wants that Saints position though. Exactly. I know, Lou. That's Hey, Lou. Big Mike had already prophesized it, man, and he came up. He followed up with another analogy, and I was just like, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Already heard he might be our key. He said no more. Exactly, and Lou, I think I already told Lou this before. Sean Payton. I think I told Lou and Jacob. Sean Payton would be a perfect fit for the Cowboys. I don't care about no bounty hunter. I don't care about none of that stuff, man. I look, he got a Super Bowl ring. You can't take it away from him. You can't never take it away from him. Yeah, I know. I know. I know, man. I know. I know. And it's finally finna go down. Hey, look, Sean Payton has always I felt like he's always had one foot in, one foot out though. And I felt like, okay, if things didn't work out with him and with Jameis, you said I would be scared of the Cowboys if he went there. Oh yes, you gotta be, man. You gotta be, man. Like, look, when you talk about Peyton, when you talk about Belichick, when you talk about Shanahan, both father and son, I don't give a damn. Like these guys are great football mind. When you talk about Parcells, he don't get the credit. Of course, um, you said only if Jerry Jones will actually let him coach. Well, it would be great if Sean Payton was to come on over here. We'll sit down over some Jack Daniel and discuss our options. But I think he's going to be a wonderful fit. Hell yeah, man. Shit. The first thing that Sean Payton is going to be like, look, if I'm gonna be a part of this team, and you know Sean Payton ain't gonna take no shit. He's a blunt motherfucker. He gonna be like, look, Jerry, are you gonna let me coach, or are you gonna coach? That I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. Hell yeah. You said we them you said we them boys. That's what you said, True Viking? Yeah, we gotta see. You said Peyton Stephen A. Smith gonna be on Seal Side One. You said Peyton with that group of guys, Pollard would definitely, yeah, absolutely. You said Lou, let the game begin. I can't, but you know what though? I'm not gonna rule the Steelers out of a possibility too. And what's it called? They hired a new GM in Chicago too. I meant to say that. I done switched from NBA to NFL news, man. Come on, I'm just all over the place. But you know, as soon as Lou come up in here, man, I can't help but talk about football. I was gonna say that shit for later, but we talking about it now, so you know, whatever. Whatever. But yeah, it's a lot of shakeups going on, man. It's a lot of shakeups that's gonna be happening in the NBA too. Now it's gonna be interesting to see if they're gonna touch any of these guys that are winning though. You know, I don't want them to touch Chicago, even though Chicago is struggling. They're still winning. They beat OKC last night. I mean, but OKC played a great game. Um, you know, I don't want them to touch any of those teams that are really doing good right now because then that's usually where everything starts to happen. You say you be well if he came to the Steelers. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Okay, I'm back now. You so you said you did a live on college basketball job. Oh yeah, okay. The Louisville coaching. Dang, he gone, huh? Chris Mack. You said the Knicks. What's up with it, Omaha? I see you in the building, man. Man, Lou, you can hop in, man. Damn, bro. Um, you said the Knicks should trade Julius Randle for Bagley, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson to the King. Now Tristan Thompson is on his way out. Um, Omaha, he's on his way out now. Julius Randle, man, he's had. That's what I was talking to Wilts last night about, and Young and Lou. Shout out to Will Strong. If you haven't subbed to Will Strong, definitely sub to his channel. It's called the Will Strong Show. Raise your hand, my nigga from New York, man. Definitely go sub to his channel, man. Uh, he taught sports, taught life, movies, music, hip hop. Man, gonna give you flavor on everything, man. And gonna keep it a stack with you, man. So, uh, go, uh, go sub to his channel. But Julius Randle, man, he's been a disappointment this year. He really has, and it's been really all about R.J. Barrett. It's been about R.J. Barrett and the guys that are coming off the bench and Evan Fournier. So you got a good point in when you mention Julius Randle. Now I haven't heard anything circulating around New York though. The only thing that to watch for about them, Omaha, is Derrick Rose because Derrick Rose, Derrick Rose, um, is he's still traveling with the team on a 3 game road trip, but he had surgery on that right ankle. It was on December the 22nd, and he was supposed to be projected to be sidelined roughly 8 weeks. Um, and then you got the whole issue with Kemba Walker and everything. But the thing about it is that nobody they tried to find a place for Kemba Walker, but they couldn't find a place. What's up with it, Jelly Bean? I see you in the building. But y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Jelly Bean 4280. I seen you playing earlier the 2K. Matter of fact, man, I was talking to my cousin. Now, I listen, True Viking. I think your son had asked me if I had a game system, and I said I didn't answer him, but this is what I wanted to say. I don't I, I I don't have the game system. I do. My kids, I set it up for them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really get into gaming like that because, like, like what I told the last one I had was a PlayStation 3, and I also had I had an Xbox 360, but I got rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm thinking about going ahead and getting the PS, and it's because my daughter, she's kind of showing an interest in it and everything. But they're a joy to have. I I got some guys, some fellas of mine that still get on the gaming like that. But like I was telling Jelly Bean, I used to take gaming really, really, really serious, really serious. I'm talking about probably more serious than Jelly Bean did, because he was on here playing. He was playing it on the live and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I would stay on that thing. Like I was, I was the type I wanted to develop my own plays. You know, develop my own players. Create stuff. You know what I'm saying, on my own. You know what I'm saying, which is what you could pretty much do on any game right now. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I used to like the fighting games. I like the fighting games, and of course the shooting games too as well. But I consider, getting back into it, you know what I'm saying? I just haven't. You said I bet Sean Payton's wife look for a house in Dallas right now. Probably is. You know the land pretty good over here. Look, and you know, man, Louisiana ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and jump. A hop, skip, and a jump, It ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump. I got the link in the chat, man. If y'all want to come in here, chop it up, in here. Oh, okay, okay, okay. He wanted to join in and play with them. Okay, okay, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, Jelly Bean he be gaming, man. That's what that man do. But I respect Jelly Bean, man, because he put his life he got his life on the line right now. Now, check this out. Um Michael Beasley, okay? Michael Beasley is trying to make an NBA comeback. All right. And this is according to Michael Scotto of Hoop Type. Um Michael Michael Beasley has been training in Miami, and like I said, he wants to come back, and his representatives have been in touch with multiple teams. Now, this is the thing with Michael Beasley, man. I was so sad, man, to see him, the way his career went. Because coming out of the 2008 draft, man, I thought Beasley was when he came out of K State, out of Kansas State. I thought this guy was gonna just annihilate the competition and stuff like that. Because man, he played so under control. Man, his game is like really really mature for his age and stuff, man. And it's just like, man, like what? Dog, you got all this talent, dude, and it makes you so heartbroken, man, to find a guy like that, man, and then next thing you know, it don't work out the way you want it to. But um, the situation was is that he he took a couple of he took a couple of deaths in the family, and I know True Viking might know Mike Beasley because Mike Beasley is from that area. He's from the DMV or whatever, in Baltimore and all that area, and DC and all that. But his mom had passed away when he was playing with the Lakers, and then he had to fight through that, and then his cousin had passed away. Um, you know, and so he was going through a lot, and Beasley he's still young. He's still 33. You know what I'm saying? He's 33. He's been out the league, since 2019. So we'll have to see what takes place. The last time he was hooping, he was hooping in the summer league. Yeah, he was hooping in the summer league. Oh, you made him subscribe to everybody. Okay, man. Let's see. Yeah, he had so much. Man, his potential was through the roof. Beasley was going to sign with the Nets, but he got COVID in about. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. But man, I just hope I want him to finish off his career on a good note. You know what I'm saying? You don't want guys like that to finish their career off on a bad note. You know what I'm saying? At least I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, to lose your family members, especially, the staple of the family at that. And then on top of that, your cousin, you know what I'm saying? That's a tough pill to swallow. And everybody just thinks that these guys can just get out there and play and, and do this and do that. Man, they still human beings at the end of the day, you know? So I hope that he, gets another shot, man, and, will be able to finish off where he finish off his journey. You feel me? Now, the NBA has announced a new format for its Rising Stars event on the for the All Star weekend. Now, the event will feature four 7-player teams competing in a 3-game tournament, and the player pool will be it'll be comprised of 12 NBA rookies, 12 sophomores, and 4 players from the G League Ignite. And the games will be played to a target score of 50 points, and in the semifinals, and 25 points in the final, in honor of the league's 75th anniversary. Um, the four ignite Rising Stars will likely to include Jaden Hardy, Michael Foster, Dyson Daniels, and Margin Bootchamp. So they're trying to spice it up a little bit with the NBA, the Rising Stars and stuff, man. Oh yeah, I forgot. Micah Parsons. Oh, hold on. Micah Parsons won Rookie of the Year. What's up with it, Theo B? Or Theo 3? Or Theo 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I don't know what your damn name is. Okay, salute to you though. You said, Polo, do you think anyone take chances on OJ Mayo or Tyree? Um, I don't know. I have no idea. And I haven't seen anything about that. The only one I saw was Gerald Green. But OJ Mayo, man, he was a disappointment. Um, Tyree Evans, man, while he tried in a lot of ways, but at the same token, a lot of these guys, man, they'll come in, they'll get the money, and then the hard work and the work ethic and the dedication, it just goes downhill. Polo, you remember the Major boot camp? He next hooper from Seattle, like Jamal Crawford, Zach Levine, and Brandon Roy. Nah, but I check him out, man. I check him out. People think these guys are machines. No, they're not. They're not machines. They're not machines, man. You'll be surprised though, True Viking, man. A lot of these guys, man, man, I draw the line. I draw the line when it comes to players, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, if you don't like LeBron, or you don't like KD, or you don't like somebody, man, just say that you don't like them from a basketball sense. But when you go beyond the level of disrespect and stuff like that, like, okay, I told y'all earlier, I said that, Jeremy Grant didn't want to play with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And I said that a lot of players don't want to play with LeBron. But see, there's other guys that go in, like, they go in even further. I mean, I'll leave it at that, man. Like, it's no need in saying anymore. If If somebody don't want to play with you, they just don't want to play with you. It's just that's life. That's life in general. There's going to be people that want to be around you. There's going to be people that don't want to be around you. You know, that's just life, man. And a lot of people don't understand that you have expectations when you go to a place like a LA, you know, or like a Boston. Um, you know. Now, Mark Spears did say, I know, you know, some of y'all know about the John Wall situation, some of y'all don't, but Mark Spears says that, you know, John Wall is working out in Miami away from the Rockets as the team continues to survey his trade market. And, you know, he said, although Houston has had some conversations about Wall, most of the scenarios are viewed as pie in the sky, according to Spears. And of course, you know, there was a possible trade that was supposed to be happening with him and Russell Westbrook, but that's 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 not gonna go down. Um, but like I said, I mentioned earlier about Finney Smith. He's been a lot of people want their hands on Finney Smith. Listen, let me tell you about Finney Smith, man. I like Finney Smith a lot, bro. Like Finney Smith don't get the credit that he deserves either. It's not easy. Is that string about people going off? I've heard fights on every. Yeah, but okay, Theo, we're not trying to entertain that drama, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I'm not about that. So if you want to, you know, continue talking about that or whatever, man, you know what I'm saying? You take that somewhere else, bro. But you know, man, over here, man, we trying to keep everything cool, positive, man. What anybody do on their stream, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? What they do over there, that's on them. Like I said, over here, I stay in my lane. You know, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't get into that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to drag nobody name into nothing. I don't get into that, but because what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like we over here, I bring, hey, when you come over here, hey, you still three. I'm cool with you. You know, 3,000 Viking. You know, we like to keep things cool. Hey, it's okay to disagree, but we ain't gotta, we ain't gotta take it to that level. But you know, different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? Is what I say. You know what I'm saying? But like people know, hey, I'm not about that. You know what I'm saying? And if you if you bring that over here, you know what I'm saying, guess what? You're gonna go. And if you don't like me because of it, hey, that's on you. And you could say everything that you want to about me or whatever, but just know, you know, it, you only hurting yourself when you do that. You only hurting yourself when you do that. But that's, you know, Theo, that's what they want. They want us to get up on here and they want us to destroy each other. They want us to talk about each other. They want us to say this and that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Talk about, you know, talk about this person's mom or talk about this person's family member or something like that, or wife or whatever. And that's unnecessary. But people want to see that shit though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry if you come over here for drama, man. You're gonna be disappointed. Ain't nothing wrong with, like, you know, okay, like with us going off. You know what I'm saying? Like when everybody go off, or you know they you know they arguing, getting into it or something like that. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But you got to draw the line. You know what I'm saying? It's not that serious. If you above 30, really, if you above 25, man, and you talking about pulling up on somebody, or you talking about doing this, or you talking about doing that, man, nigga, you must got a lot of time on your motherfucking hands for real. Cause I look, I don't got that. I don't got that much time to really entertain that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like really, man. And really, I'm really a face to face dude. You know, I'm really a face to face dude. But I do this, man, because it's therapeutic. It's therapeutic. You know, everybody love they respected thing. You know, me and Theo, man, we don't agree on everything, but I'm not gonna disrespect Theo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. You know that, like, that's like, why am I gonna get mad at somebody just because he don't like my opinion? You said, yeah, yeah, man, the man isn't needed, especially for black men, but it's gonna continue. It's inevitable. It's gonna continue regardless. You know, as long as you and see, like, I don't go, like, if I have a problem with you, I'll address it. I'll say, hey, you could chop it up with me, talk to me, like, tell me, okay, hey, look, I don't like what you did. You know what I'm saying? But don't sit there and, okay, yeah, you know what, man? Nah, let's meet her. And like, dog, it's unnecessary, man. And at the end of the day, if you're doing that, guess what? Those guys, whatever team that you fighting over, or whatever team that you getting into it over, or whatever player that you getting into it over, or whatever, guess what? Those guys are getting the bag, and they got the money. Oh, you've been learning a lot. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I know everything, but I like to pick the minds of y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Theo 3 be coming in, it's like, I don't be knowing a lot of stuff, and he be putting me, he put me on game on a lot of stuff. Don't get it twisted. I like to learn from people too, man. Everybody, some people step on their platforms and, I know everything. I know everything. No, if you know everything, I don't want to be around you, because that means that, I can't really tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? And then, you'll be too stubborn to really take any type of advice or anything. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. Yeah, a lot of guys want Finney Smith. You know what I'm saying? Dorian Finney Smith, man, he's a joy to have, man. He's a elite. In my opinion, he's one of the more elite three and D guys. With his shooting and his defense, and he's averaging in double figures, which is a career high at 10.3 points per game. Um, and he's increased his uh his trade value on the market. Um, and it puts him in the line for a bigger payday, especially when he reaches out for free agency this summer. So I think that Finney Smith. A lot of people are trying to really get their hands on Dorian Finney Smith, man. Um, that's a good guy to have on your roster. Now, I know that, um, hold on. Uh, the Bucks are probably they're gonna make some limited potential deals. Um, this is coming from Eric Nam of the Athletic. He said that. Now I mentioned Robert Covington earlier. Like I said, Robert Covington. A lot of people trying to get their hands on Robert Covington too. I mentioned also Jeremy Grant and Finney Smith. Those guys right there. Larry Nash Jr. and PJ Washington. You know, um, and then also they're looking. The Bucks were possibly looking at names like Gordon Dragic because, like I told you about his expiring contract in Toronto, Thaddeus Young, um, and Robin Lopez and Mike Muscala. Their names. Those are names to watch on the buyout market. Uh, and then also another name that has kind of been out there too as well is Dwayne Washington Jr. Uh, and he's on a two-way contract, and he set an NBA rookie record with 7 3-pointers. So and Washington, they say that Washington brings positivity and enthusiasm wherever he goes. So that'll be a plus. That'll be a plus, man. You said everyone has an opinion and no one should be arguing about someone else's opinion. It's called talking like adults with the little cursing and disagreeing. That's all. Yeah, uh, it's it could get difficult to kind of to tell a room full of niggas that true Viking that are amped up to a level to where nobody can really tell them anything. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got strong-headed individuals and stuff like that. Everybody's strong-headed in their own mind. So everybody might feel a certain way or passionate about a team or a player to where you know they're willing to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunately you got some guys like that. But I'm saying for me, it's not that crucial. That's just the same thing I was talking about the other day, True Viking, about Shannon Sharp and LeBron and all that. Saying that Goat James and all that other. Nah, man, he willing to die. Man. Nah, because he gonna be living. He listen. I'll be gone. He's still gonna be living. He's still gonna be running up and down the court. Meanwhile, I'm 6 feet under. you know, and if are you gonna pay? Are you gonna put my kids through college? Are you gonna give us? Are you gonna give us generational wealth and do all this other stuff? Nah, it's just like with people dying over Jordan shoes and shit. Over J's. You know. But I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Like I really appreciate everybody pulling up. I wasn't planning on being on this long, but hey, everybody came through. Show your boy love. You said Nick wrong. Yeah, they love LeBron. They love LeBron, man. I don't hate on nobody that like LeBron. Look, I, let me tell you something though. 3000. Somebody had came to me one day and they told me, like, we were watching, I was watching LeBron and everything, man, and I was like, man, dude, because he did something freakish, man. He said did something freakish athletic, and I think it was against Boston, and this was when he was playing in his Cleveland days, and he was like, yeah, man, uh, he's gonna change after this, and I didn't quite know what he meant, by that, but when he got to Miami, man, I think that's when he started when he became the villain. Because a lot of people don't understand that when he went to Miami, he was considered the villain because of what he did, or him getting on there and saying, I'm taking my talents to to South Beach, and then making it worse by saying not one, not two, not three, not four, and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, he started he started to change, after that, and I think that's when that version, the pure LeBron that came in, putting up 25 against Phoenix and all that other stuff. That was the LeBron that uh I enjoyed watching, because he was young, he didn't know the league, he still had to learn the ropes and everything, you know. Uh, and y- you can't deny his greatness, regardless of how you feel about him, because I thought it was really amazing. Now, this is what happened, right? When I first seen LeBron play, it was me. I went to go visit my pops, and it was one of my best friends, and he had been bragging on this guy the whole time and stuff. I remind you, I'm in Texas, but I flew out to the East Coast to go see him. He was already buzzing on the East Coast, but he was like, "Yeah, man, this guy's the truth. This guy's the truth." Um, they talking about he gonna be the next MJ, the next Kobe, and all of this. I was like, yeah, right, because I'm all in the Jordan. I'm all in the Jordan, and you know all of that and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think nobody, could top that or whatever. And so when you said that, I was like, all right, let me check him out and stuff. And so I saw that, they were selling this guy's basketball games on pay-per-view and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I had never seen that stuff. And then, of course, they were showing his high school games on ESPN. So I saw him East Bay Funk in the game, and I was like, whoa, okay, let me check this guy out. So we watched the game, and even though me and my pops, we not that close or nothing like that. The thing that we had in common with basketball, because he played it. My best friend, we were teammates and stuff like that, and so we would sit there, and when we watch games, we analyze it. Like, there's some people that watch games, but they don't. They just watch games to be like, oh man, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, we watch the games and we really critique the game. We'll be like, nah, man, that was a good shot, but it could have been better if he would have made this move, or you know, the reason why he had this turnover right there is because that guy right there, man, it was a miscommunication. That type of thing. That's how we look at the game. We don't look at the game just to be looking at it. Oh, he scored, or he nah. That's not happening. And matter of fact, we'll quiz each other. We'll be like, now what happened on that play? So, anyways, my my pops and me, we were critiquing the shit out of LeBron, and we were saying, nah, he's not ready because he played against modern day. He played against DJ Strawberry. I never will forget it. I mean, his first couple of shots, man, he had it was wild. I think it was nerves in the beginning or whatever, and I wasn't that impressed when I first saw it or whatever. But then I started to read up on him more. Started to look, you know, see what this dude was about and everything. And I found out, a lot about him. That he grew up. His moms and everything. He had to grow up with some peoples or whatever, and they took him in. Uh, he started going to all these different camps and stuff like that in California and stuff like that. And so, like, next thing you know, they were already talking about, okay, they had the Hummer situation and stuff. And I was like, man, okay, we gonna see if this guy make it. But he came out with a book. He came out with a book, man. And I remember he had an All-Star jersey on. And I remember one of the guys, man, I was at the place that I was at one time when I was working or whatever, man. He brought the book in and stuff, and he was like, everybody was like, "Dang, already!" But this was before he had even stepped foot on the NBA floor and everything. And sure enough, man, like he was about his business and stuff like that. I think that off season he had a real hard off season and stuff. And so what ended up taking place is he played that game against Phoenix and stuff, and the rest was history. But I thought that he was just gonna be, I knew he was gonna grow and he was gonna eventually evolve and everything, but I didn't know that he was going to things were gonna turn out the way that they did, like this. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of people not wanting um to play with him and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? So uh but but I don't get into that personal shit, with LeBron, like, oh yeah, like people that disrespect Savannah and all this other shit. I think that shit right there, man. Like, if you do something like that, man, you got really issues. I critique this man on the court, and from what he's done and how he's done it and stuff like that, and how he's, what he needed to improve on, stuff like that. I don't take it no further. I don't take it no further. Now, do I feel like are there some attributes that I feel like, okay, if he did this, it would be a lot better for him? Yeah, but man, you after a certain point in the league, you pretty much are what you are or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew he wasn't gonna be no Jordan. I knew he wasn't gonna be no Kobe. I knew he wasn't gonna be, you know, anybody else, man. You know what I'm saying? He's his own player. You know, he's not. Yeah, he's not. You know, everybody's not built to be. You know, there's some guys that are not. They're not able to thrive under pressure when it comes to when a lot of situations. But then there are guys that love that type of appetite for success. So if we criticize a guy like LeBron and say, "Oh well, he's not this great in the clutch, or he can't do close games and all this other stuff," well, I mean, hey, look at Steph Curry. Hey, he just hit his first clutch shot of his career. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be fair in that instance. And I try to be fair and I try to be objective. Now, the thing that I don't like is, the checking the stats and all that other stuff. I don't like that shit. I think that that's a great disappointment. Look, I know guys that, it'd be silly up here to say, okay, certain superstars didn't care about their numbers or something like that. But 9 times out of 10, man, they were so concerned about winning and actually getting championships and stuff like that. The vast majority of them, they didn't care about no numbers. I'm pretty sure they knew about the numbers and stuff like that. They're human beings, and you got people in their ear telling them, "Oh, well, you got so much before you catch this superstar. You got so much before you catch this record or something like that." I'll be silly up here and be, fraud of me saying, okay, yeah, they didn't care about that sort of thing. But you have people that are actually looking at you and paying attention to you, and they're saying to yourself, especially when you talk about the Lakers brand. People are diehard Lakers fans to the core, which means that the expectations, your expectations, are different from theirs. You know what I'm saying? So you can't come in feeling like, okay, yeah, I did this and I did that. What you did over there, that means nothing. This is an entirely different situation and stuff. And I think that's what I'm more disappointed in. I don't. If it was up to me and the way that I would like to see him play, I don't care about the year 19 thing. There's a lot of people that saying, "Oh man, get him out the way." Da, 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 da. Look, he could still run up and down the court. The fact that he's still doing it, yeah, that's amazing. But what I'm saying is like, okay, let's try to, that energy that you have, that you could be using, for your stats and all this other stuff. If players see you diving on the floor, if players see you hustling, making an extra effort, at least putting the effort in the D and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, we know you in year 19. If they see you and Russ doing that sort of thing or whatever, man, you don't know how much that'll motivate them. And that's my only thing. There's a lot of people that can't accept that sort of criticism. They be like, well, look what they're doing. Da, 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 da. And they're playing the Brooklyn Nets right now, by the way. Yep, they're playing the Brooklyn Nets. And then they got to play us tomorrow. Um, right now, let's see, Net- let's see. Yeah, right now the Lakers are up 27-23. Still in the Anthony Davis is back and he's got 6 points already. So will this make them better? That's what we have to see. Will this make them better? Man, that man was shaking his stats. My brother played in the league for 9 years. They get data analysis on the same sheet where they're hitting from and missing from. Yeah, exactly. Yep, yep. And um, this is another thing too. You know, eh, like 9 times out of 10, man, if you losing the damn game, man, like and you really cared about the game and you were really passionate, man, you could care less about them stats. You like, man, you be like, man, get that shit out of my face. You be like, nah, I want to win. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys were ferocious competitors. Like I told you, y'all think that Magic was a nice guy and all this other stuff? No. I mean, he was nice, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the persona and all that other stuff. But man, he was a ruthless competitor. Isaiah, ruthless competitor. Jordan, ruthless competitor. Cutthroat. You know, these guys wanted to win. Kobe, ruthless competitor. Shaq, vindictive, ruthless competitor. Wanted to get back at you. You know, AI, ruthless competitor. You look at Ja Morant, ferocious competitor. You know, I mean, you look at guys like that, man. They want to win. Ja Morant don't need to score 30. He don't need to score 40. He could score 16 and be straight with that. But I'm gonna let y'all watch the game, man. I know everybody keyed in on, hey look, and they gonna come out tomorrow. They gonna come out tomorrow, 3,000 and everybody else R Skinner. They gonna come out tomorrow. Oh yeah, yeah, the Lakers are back if they win. I already know. I can see it now with AD out there. But look, I'll say this. This is my last point, though. This is my last point. 100% AD, 100% AD would be beneficial for them. If he's not 100%, man, guess what? Something else gonna happen. That's just fact. Something else is gonna take place. So y'all let that sink in. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment, man. I'll get at y'all later.